we're searching for some answer of how to eat. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is it brings stress. That search alone brings stress because it comes from a perspective of inadequacy, that once again, you're not enough, right? Something's missing in your diet. You need to run around and ask these external experts for help in filling these perceived gaps. But I think that, and by the way, that could also explain why we all know that person who's lived to be in their 90s, who, eats junk, drinks a glass of wine or a beer every day, but they're happy and they're in their 90s. So how do you,
they might even smoke.
Yeah, some of them smoke. I mean, one of my relatives did that, and I was like, "What? Like, how do you explain that?" So, what I'm saying is, this fits into a theme that you and I have talked about as well. The perception matters, right? Your perception of life, of food, this all matters, because if you are going around trying to find this perfect diet, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure, because only your body knows what is quote unquote perfect in that moment for you. There is no perfect diet. The body can actually, in my opinion, I think the body can make these nutrients for us. But if we're constantly stressed about what should I eat now, or is this food good, or is that food good, or now I got to get the kids over here to soccer, now I got to do this, now I got to do that, that decreases the microbes in your gastrointestinal tract, right? That alone will cause a dysbiosis. We know that stress has an immediate response on the microbiome. And so I'm saying that response to just stress alone could actually shift the microbiome to a state where it's not as productive in making the vitamins. So if you think of this on, let's expand this out to a level that people are more familiar with, and I'll try to be brief, is, fight or flight. We're all familiar with fight, flight, or freeze, right? Well, that is a stress response to fear. So when there's a threat, a perceived threat, the body will go into fight, flight, or freeze, right? Natural physiological process. That affects your microbiome. Okay. Anytime you go into that response, it affects your microbiome. We know that probably around 70% of most of our day is spent in fight, flight, or freeze, because we spend it in a state of fear. We just know that now. So that affects your microbiome, because here's the thing. When you're in fight or flight, you activate your sympathetic nervous system. It's worried about survival, right? The nervous system's worried about survival. It's not worried about how am I going to digest my food, or it's not worried about, in my opinion, I'm extrapolating here, it's not sending this message to the microbes, it's time to make vitamins, right? Because I need to build, I need to repair, I need to heal. It's not sending that message, right? If you'd like to hear more, check out our Beyond Labels podcast. The link is in the description.